Here's how to avoid the tax lien and deeds struggle that a lot of new investors face. So when you're getting into this business, it's amazing. You can get some of the best deals in real estate, but the average person starting is going to struggle. And I want to walk you through some of the struggles and how to avoid them and how to overcome them. So for everybody tuning in, I'm Dustin Hahn, and we specialize in helping folks get started with tax liens and deeds. So you can buy property up to 90% below market value or earn 18 to 36% interest through the wonderful world of tax lien investing. So as you probably know, tax lien and deed investing is one of the most misunderstood genres of real estate investing. And the reason is because half the states are lien states, half the states are deed states, and some of the states, you in the deed state, you own the property, in the lien state, you get an interest rate. But then you have like hybrid states like Texas, which is a deed state, but has some tax lien characteristics where you don't actually get the property. Or you have a place like Florida where it's a lien and a deed state where you can get an interest rate. But in Florida, if your tax lien doesn't redeem, it goes to a tax deed sale. And then from there, in most states, the big home runs come from when that tax lien doesn't redeem and you can foreclose on the property. So there's a lot of nuances in this game, and that's a good thing for you. And I'll explain why. So one of my philosophies is that the easier information is to get, the more competitive the property or the investment genre is going to be, right? So there's that joke. It's like by the time your grandparents start telling you you should be getting into crypto, it's too late. And the same thing with real estate. Now, with tax liens and deeds, that's never going to happen because, like I've mentioned before, there's no incentive for third parties to make a commission in this business. So it's always directly with the county. So some of the big struggles when you're getting into this is definitely insufficient knowledge and the fear of making a mistake. What if the property or the county hasn't notified the homeowner correctly? There's many things that can happen there. Inadequate research can be very intimidating because traditionally the title company makes sure your title is clear. And when you buy a property, you get clear title. But with tax liens and deeds, generally you're doing your own title research. And the reason for that is because if you're looking at 100 properties, it just doesn't make sense to pay a title company 20 to 50 bucks per title research. So you have to do it yourself. So for anybody tuning in, if you really want to get into this business, make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. For everybody who subscribes, I always give them a mini course that's available in the link below. So do a thumbs up. Algorithm likes that. Ask a question in the comments. And when you subscribe, go ahead, grab the mini course now or before the video or after the video. This will show you how to start tax lien investing today. It's totally free. I don't sell anything online anymore. I just give it away to help new investors and really try to build the tax lien and deed investing community. So another thing that can be a big scary thing as far as getting into this is some folks are afraid of bidding. And if you're afraid of bidding at an auction, that can be very intimidating when you go at first. So what I recommend is no matter where you live, you should be at least going to the tax auction in your own backyard. So whether it's, once a month or once a year or twice a year, go to that sale to learn how it works. It's happening in your backyard. It's going to be a great place to network and start finding some online sales that are happening every single day. And with that, what you can do is you can practice. So go ahead and practice in this business. That way, when it's time to really pull the trigger, you have some experience under your belt. And it's really interesting in this business because everyone's so afraid because they think it's like make or break on their very first deal, right? They think, oh man, what if I don't get a property? What if it doesn't work? And somewhere along the lines came this huge pressure that you have to go to that first sale or your first auction and get that life-changing deal. And I say this over and over again, it's not like that. Go ahead, practice. Think about anything that you've ever gotten good at in your life and you practiced, right? There's a buffer, there's some cushion. Now, the other side of that coin is a lot of folks will get into this business and maybe they do hit a home run, like first deal out of the gate, first day. Like we've had folks that we've talked to day one. By the end of that day, they've purchased property. For myself, I took a seminar, and then like 3 days after, I bought property, bought some land, flipped some land. And the thing is, though, is it's a struggle. If you think there's going to be a perfect time where you have all the information in the world, it's never going to come. You'll just spend years. I talk to people who have been studying this stuff for years, just waiting for that perfect moment, and the perfect moment never, ever comes. So from here, another thing folks are afraid of is, additional expenses like legal fees or outstanding liens and things like that. So it's very important to study the county rules. How does the county work? How do they process the liens? How do they send out their notifications? And that's going to take a little bit of elbow grease to call into the county, or even go visit the county and have them walk you through it step by step, or even go old school and you can use some of the county computers. Now, if you want some help with this, there's a link below. You can book a call with us and we'll actually help save you some trial and error. We'll build you a custom plan to kick this thing off. There's a link to that. And for anyone tuning in, you get the book as well, which is my gift to the tax lien community to help out. If you're just tuning in, you want to learn tax liens and deeds, I'm Dustin Hahn. I've been doing this a long time. And make sure to subscribe if you like what you are seeing here. Okay. So the other struggle is obviously, like I mentioned, the complexity of this. But the complexity is good because it's a gatekeeper to keep out the average person, right? The average person wants things that are easy. So like, for example, something that could be easy in the wholesale game could be like you go to PropStream, download the pre-foreclosure list, go to a mailing company. All that happens. You could do it in like 20 minutes, right? Send out your direct mailers or even send out text messages. That's easy to do. So remember, the easier things are to do, the more competitive, the less profit is going to be in it for you. Now, one of the other big struggles, like I mentioned before, is just the good old lack of patience. Now, the internet is amazing. However, it's created a whole generation of people who have everything at their fingertips, and nobody can really focus anymore on things that really make them money because they're bouncing all over the place from crypto to Amazon to who knows what, the stock market and this and that, or this real estate trend, commercial real estate. They're all over the place. And if you want to stick to it, zone in, your greatest ability is to focus on one thing. And I always talk about kind of the 3-to-1 ratio. So 1 part learning, 3 parts implementation will get you going in this business. The next struggle is the spouse, your loved ones who you get excited about. You explain this business to them, and then they ask you some questions. Maybe you can't quite answer the questions. And then they're like, oh, I don't know about that. Or, maybe you've made some mistakes in the past. For me, I learned about this business like 20 years ago, back in the oil field days. And somebody gave me, I think it was like a Robert Allen cassette tape set. And I'd be driving the front end loader on the oil rig, listening to these tapes. And that's how I heard about tax liens. And then one day there was a thing on the radio, went to it. And then there was a guy selling a weekend seminar who actually had the nerve to charge people for real estate information. And sure enough, I signed up and it was really good. I was able to get into this business and then over the years kind of educate myself as I go. So if you know what you're getting into ahead of time, know that there's going to be some struggle. There's going to be some frustration. Know that it's okay to go to a couple sales and not get anything and just learn and take the pressure off yourself. And with that, you'll be able to overcome it the same way you've learned how to get good at your profession or how you've gotten good at driving. You get that reference experience and then soon you're able to do it. And that's why this channel is here. Type your questions, ask your questions in the comments as well. Get the ABCs of tax lien and deed investing. It'll walk you through it. These were my notes going to auctions, and I never intended to make a book out of it. People kept asking me like, oh, how do I do it? Can you give me some tips? And this was like my personal notebook. And this thing has all the questions you need to ask, everything. And then from there, I put it into Tax Lien and Deed Investing 101. Once again, it's totally free in the link below. Some folks will ask, how do I get the book? Just click on the more info button and then you'll get that. And then you can also book a call if you want. So if you're still with me, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss these videos or make some mistakes in this game. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next live here tomorrow.